Right, let's talk car finance, shall we? It's in the news. You'll have seen loads of this yesterday. It was one of the big stories yesterday. Millions of drivers who were missold car finance agreements should be receiving compensation this year. So does that include you? Do you think you qualify? What have you done about it? The FCA, Financial Conduct Authority, says that average payouts will be around 829 quid on a host of deals made between April 2007 and November 2024. I want to know from you, have you looked into this? Have you made a claim? And what do you think about that payment, 829? Was that kind of broadly what you were expecting? Let's talk to Scott Dixon, the complaints resolver. Scott, morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good to talk to you. So let's just start at the beginning. There's lots of information. It can be a bit hard to kind of plot a course through this. Explain to us why this has come about, if you could, first of all, please, Scott.
Well, this dates back to May 2017, would you believe? The Financial Conduct Authority raised concerns about the quality of the car finance market in its annual report. That was in May 2017. And fast forward to January 2021, discretionary commission arrangements. This is where dealers could influence the interest rate. The higher the interest rate, the higher the commission paid to the dealers. And this was all banned at the end of January 2021. And it was cited at that time it would save motorists 165 million a year. And cases ended up going through the courts and the Financial Ombudsman Service, and different decisions were reached. And it ended up at the Supreme Court last year. And the Supreme Court looked at three cases. And ultimately, we are where we are now. And there's going to be two parts to this scheme. The first part runs from the 6th of April 2007 till the 31st of March 2014. And for finance agreements in that time. And lenders will have until the end of August 2026 to implement it, but this may be subject to a legal challenge. And if so, redress for finance agreements after the 1st of April 2014 shouldn't be delayed. The second part of it is from the 1st of April 2014 to the 1st of November 2024, and lenders will have until the end of June 2026 to implement it.
Wow, there's a lot there. So how many people do we think have been affected by this?
The Financial Conduct Authority estimates that 12.1 million agreements may be eligible.
Wow. And
they expect a 75% uptake on it. That's where they've come to these numbers. And the average payout, they say £829, but that's per agreement, and it will depend on the agreement in question. And interestingly, under the Supreme Court ruling, it's known as the Johnson case. And this individual, he was paying excessive interest, and it was ruled as unlawful. And this is where it all gets a bit interesting, because if you think that you've paid more than 39% interest on your car finance agreement, that's the threshold for excessive interest payments. You will be eligible for not just the full compensation, but you'll get everything back.
You get a refund. So what are we supposed to do then? Where do we go? What advice have you got for us?
Well, you don't need to use a claims management company. You can do it all yourself. So what you need to do, if your finance agreement is more than 6 years old, the easiest and quickest way to do it is to go to a credit reference agency, which is either Equifax or Experian, and you can get your credit reference file from there. So what you're looking for is the agreement number. So you've got to do the homework and legwork on older finance agreements, because strictly speaking, lenders, they're only meant to keep your records for 6 years. So what I would suggest is lodge a complaint in the first instance if you haven't already done so. And once your complaint is in the pot, you will be automatically included and assessed in the scheme. And if you haven't complained yet, your lender will contact you within the first 6 months. But I wouldn't rely on that, because you may have moved house.
I was going to say, if you've moved house, how do they find out where you are now?
Well, this is why I urge any motorists who've taken out finance since April 2007 to start doing the homework now and get a complaint lodged. So, and be proactive. You can't rely on the lenders contacting you. And if you do rely on the lenders contacting you, you may lose out.
Is there not a tool, though, that can, I mean, because I get that the onus is on you, but is there not a tool that obviously can look back and it can cross-reference your name with the finance agreements you may have had, and it almost does that work for you, or is that not a thing?
I'm not aware of it being a thing, to be honest, but what you can do is if you look back on your bank statements or look through old paperwork, but the easiest and quickest way to do it is to access your credit file either through Equifax or Experian, and you can search through the historic credit records on that and pick out your agreement number. And the more information you can give the lender, the easier it will be for them to either assess whether you're eligible or not.
Yeah. So the first port of call is the lender. Then after you've done your homework, you go back to the person you had the car finance with and say, look, I think I have a claim.
Yeah, that's right. And and what you're looking for is just to see if you're eligible or not. And they will assess it. And if you are eligible, you will get a redress. If you're not, and if you're not happy with with what the lender says, ask for a deadlock letter, because that gives you the right to go to the Financial Ombudsman Service for an independent free review. So that, if you're not happy with what the lender says, you can take it to the Financial Ombudsman Service. But that's what you need to do. Don't use a claims management company, because there's no need to. The Financial Conduct Authority have made it easy for motorists to seek redress through this scheme.
And how will this affect the car finance industry going forward? Obviously, you said that it's that this is no longer allowed to happen, but that's going to have a knock-on effect, surely.
It is, and this is a problem. I take the view that this latest update will not only come as a huge disappointment to many consumers who believed they were misled and stood to receive a higher payout, but ultimately the cost of this redress scheme is likely to be passed on to consumers in the long term, and this could restrict choice and lead to more expensive finance agreements as lenders seek to recoup their losses. So I think that's what will happen. It'll be more difficult to get car finance, and cars are very expensive as it is. So ultimately, I think it may lead to more expensive car finance in the long term.
It's not what we need. Scott, really good to talk to you. Appreciate your time. Scott Dixon, the complaints resolver.